Car Obsession is proudly supported by Carly and Draggy. Check out the video description to find out the latest discount codes.
Hello guys, welcome back to Car Obsession and welcome to another point of view review. As you can see, I'm joined by the brand new 11th generation Honda Civic. As you can also hopefully see, the daylight is fading. So without further ado, let's jump into the car and go for a drive before visibility has gone completely. Right. Oh, it's nice and warm in here. I like it. So, the new Honda Civic comes in 3 trim levels: Elegance, Sport and Advance. I've got the Advance model. In regards to pricing, you have starting prices of £30,495 for the Elegance, £31,795 for the Sport, and for this car, £34,650. I'm pretty sure those prices are correct. I'm doing them from memory. Under the bonnet, I have a 2-litre Atkinson cycled petrol engine, which is mated to 2 electric motors. Combined, they produce 180 horsepower. Sorry, nope, 184 horsepower, along with 315 newton meters of torque. In regard to 0 to 62, that's 8.1 seconds, top speed 112 miles per hour, fuel economy 56.5 mpg on a combined run, and emissions 114 grams per kilometre. Right, that's all the facts and figures out of the way. Let's go for a drive before, yes, it gets too dark. Now, to talk through standard features, there are plenty on this car, and in fact, the only thing optional is the paintwork, which is the premium crystal blue metallic. Right, okay. Right, and we are good to go. So yes, the Advance has got plenty of kit to be getting on with. LED lights, 18-inch alloys which are wrapped with Michelin Pilot Sport 4 tyres, blind spot monitoring, actually I'll get onto the safety systems in a bit, keyless entry, heated steering wheel, heated front seats, synthetic leather seats, dual zone climate control, wireless phone charging pad, 10.2-inch touchscreen with navigation, Bluetooth, DAB radio and smartphone connectivity, front and rear parking sensors, reversing camera, digital instrument cluster. I've got a choice of drive modes as well, which I will go through in a few moments. So yeah, as you can see, this car has got plenty of kit. In regard to the drive modes, I've got normal, Econ, which is of course more economy driving, Sport, or individual. If I toggle the individual like so, you'll see you can change the settings, but of course you can, that's why it's individual. In regards to the safety systems I touched upon a few moments ago, you've got the Honda Sensing system, which gives you autonomous emergency braking, adaptive cruise control, blind spot monitoring, lane keep assist, rear cross traffic alert, plus more. Even the base model Elegance gets a good specification, including heated front seats, the Honda Sensing system. You get a 9-inch touchscreen in the Elegance. This is 10.2-inch, as I may have mentioned, and you get front and rear parking sensors as well. But yes, the Advance has got a very healthy amount of kit. One thing I haven't mentioned is you do get a Bose 12-speaker sound system, which is fantastic. I've had Bose systems in a few cars. In fact, I own an old Audi A6 which has got Bose audio system, and normally I think it's okay, it's pretty good, but I've never really been blown away by it. The Bose sound system in this car though is fantastic. In fact, let me get you a YouTube friendly track. So here we go, into the Android Auto. Play Heaven's Muse by Ryan Little.
Heaven's Muse by Ryan Little, sure.
So I know
on YouTube Music.
So I know for a fact I can play that one. Let's turn up the volume. Wait for the drop. Oh yeah. So yes, the system works well. Now, of course, I know it's difficult to properly portray a sound system through my microphone and through your speakers, but hopefully it gives you an idea. But yeah, take my word for it, it is a good system. Is it the best I've had in a car? No, it isn't, but it's certainly up there. The Type R is a pleasing car to drive. It's really nicely balanced, it's really well tuned. The chassis is firm enough to give you nice flat handling, but still supple enough to give you a high level of comfort. And speaking of high level of comfort, these seats deserve a special mention. They're soft, squidgy, and the headrests are almost like memory foam. They are brilliant. The steering is well weighted. Again, it's really nicely balanced. I think that's a really good way to describe the way in which Honda has set this car up. It's comfortable enough to allow you to use it every day and do longer trips, but it's still got the right amount of tautness, if that's even a word, to offer rewarding driving and pretty fun handling as well. It bodes well for the Type R, which hopefully I'll get my hands on at some point in the future. The brakes perform well, and one thing I like about the Civic, and quite often you don't get it on hybrid cars, is that the brake pedal, it's got a nice natural feedback to it. I find quite often with hybrids and of course EVs that the feedback through the pedal is quite numb. It doesn't really give you an idea of how much you need to modulate. But yeah, to drive the Civic is very rewarding. It's just a solid car. The engine is responsive. Yes, okay, it does get a bit vocal when you put it under load. It can sound maybe a little bit strained. Is that the right word? Not too sure. But I will demonstrate that in a few moments. Saw a buzzard down here earlier. That's not there now. Sorry, a bit of ornithology for you. Right, nothing behind me. I put the engine under load. So it can sound a little bit, maybe even a little bit raspy. Maybe that's the right word for it. But when you settle down to a cruise, the engine, the powertrain is very civilised indeed. Speaking of refinement, there is a bit of road noise coming from the Michelin Pilot Sport 4 tyres. And on the motorway, when you're travelling at 70, you do get a bit of wind noise from the door mirrors as well. But apart from that, which to be fair are quite minor complaints, okay, this road surface is a bit rougher. Yeah, the Civic is a really easy car to live with. It's very easy to drive. Of course, you've got the ECVT. You can probably see the buttons down there. And it's easy. Just jump in it and away you go. But I find some hybrids lack that kind of driver involvement. But the Civic, as I've said, is a good car to drive. The feedback of the steering is pleasant as well. Of course, it's not a hydraulic because cars haven't used a hydraulic setup for many years now. But even though it is fully electric, you still get a good communication with it. So yeah, I would say the way how Honda has engineered this car is fantastic. It really, really is. Because the light is fading, hopefully you can see more of the so the Advance has got the adaptive high beam. It's kind of similar to Audi's Matrix LED headlights, so it's able to change the beam pattern, therefore you're not dazzling other road users. So for example, as you can see, it's really lighting up the roadside, well, the kind of curb side. I know there's no curb there, but yeah, it's lighting it up to give you better visibility. It is a clever system. So yeah, hopefully you can see the left side of the road is being lit up quite nicely, lit up like Christmas, which is fitting because it is Christmas a week tomorrow, in fact. Well, time of filming, obviously. By the time you guys watch this, it will probably be 2023, so Happy New Year! Yeah, it's lit up very nicely, which is really handy, particularly for roads like these where you do, at this time of year, well, any time of year really, you do get deers run out into the road. It's just nice to have an extra bit of visibility to help you avoid any potentially nasty and expensive accidents. I know 1 or 2 people that have hit a deer, and they can do some damage. They can do some damage. I mentioned earlier about the seats being very comfortable. Oh, one thing I didn't mention, I don't think I mentioned, the front seats are electronically adjustable for this trim level, but you don't get a memory function, which may be a little bit disappointing for those of you looking to share it in a family, and one of you might be quite tall, the other might be quite short, and yeah, you know what I mean. But yeah, another thing I want to mention is the seating position. I think it is bang on. When you have the driver's seat set to its lowest, like I do, because that's personal preference, you get quite a low slung, almost sporty driving position, and I think it's fantastic. Of course, you can raise it if you want to have a better view of the bonnet and of the road, but like I said, that's personal preference. In regard to visibility, yeah, visibility is pretty good. The A-pillars aren't too thick, door mirrors are of a good size, and as I mentioned, you've got blind spot monitoring. The rear window isn't the largest because it's quite raked, with this having more of a fastback coupe-like styling. But yeah, visibility out the back isn't too bad, but not the greatest either. Now, although you've got the new 10.2 inch touchscreen with the new Honda Connect system, by the way, there is a separate video reviewing this, so be sure to check that out. Although you have this new system, Honda, quite thankfully, hasn't fallen into the trap of burying the climate control functions within the touchscreen. No, you still get proper physical knobs and dials, which makes me very happy. And they've got a nice damping to them, it just feels nice. Pretty much everything you communicate with in the cabin, it feels sturdy and well made. The only downsides are the paddles on the back of the steering wheel, which look and feel a bit cheap. By the way, if you're wondering what these paddles are for, they aren't to change gear, because of course this has got the ECVT. No, what these are actually for is to increase or decrease the strength of the regenerative braking. So if I pull the paddle on the left, it strengthens the regenerative braking, and if I pull the one on the right, it makes it weaker. But yeah, they feel a bit cheap, and you've got this faux carbon fibre trim down here, which you can't see because it's too dark now, but that just feels a bit cheap and nasty. But other than that, the interior feels well made and well put together. You get a sense that this will last for a long time, but it's a Honda. That's what Hondas do. They go on forever and ever. I work in a car repair garage, and it's not that often we see Hondas, because more often than not, they don't really go wrong. We only really see them in for servicing and replacing the brakes. Some old CRVs are still going strong. I should get a better idea of how the high beam works down here, because it's darker, because of course we're under the cover of trees. They responded pretty quickly. Look at that sky. It's like it's on fire. It's poetic. Right, hopefully you'll see how the high beam adapts itself if it needs to down here. Not quite dark enough to get the full effect, but it does work well, take my word for it. Lighting up the road very nicely indeed, lovely and bright. Turns night into day. Right, I think that would do us. Right, lovely and bright. I have to be careful not to flash my lights in a car park like this, because you never know what's going to happen. But anyway, moving swiftly on. Yeah, there we go. The new Honda Civic, a very it's been a long day. A very rewarding car to drive. I do hope you have enjoyed this video. A big thank you to Honda UK for loaning me this car for the week, and of course a big thank you to you guys watching this video. If you have enjoyed it, be sure to like, comment and subscribe. If you are subscribed, don't forget to click the bell icon so you get notified every time I make a video. But until the next time guys, be sure to keep up the car obsession.